Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gents, hamsters, gerbils, whoever, really. My name's Mark Reddenbury. I'm the boss of Positive Perception, and it's really rare that I'm in the com box and I've taken over the streaming duties tonight from David Wrestle. However, I am joined by someone you all know, you all love. Alex, say hi.
Hello, hello.
So we are at what some would say is
The
the world's
shittest
best.
track ever. Oh, we're all possible.
Some would say the world's best track. I think everyone out there within the Positive Perception community will know that I adore this track. Not really. To me, it's one of the worst tracks. However, it's been picked for the GT4 Series 2. This is round 2. We had round 1 2 weeks ago. It's supposed to be bright, sunny weather conditions. Alex, what's your thoughts on Laguna Seca?
Well, this time I'm not going to swear, but yeah, it's the worst track ever. That's all I need to say. You hate Indianapolis. We both hate American tracks. It's just we hate American. No, I can't say that either. But yeah.
It's one of those tracks, isn't it? It's very much a Marmite track. You know, you love it or you hate it.
That's a great saying.
And I personally I like Marmite. However,
yeah,
I'm just not a fan of it. But the drivers have spoken. The drivers have chosen. I will be honest, I haven't looked up the track name, the corner names. I've just found a picture though. There we go.
There are none.
There really isn't, is there? It's one of those
no,
tracks.
It's just turn 14. In fact, I've got a load of printouts here that I've got for the rest of the season because I am absolutely prepared.
I mean, other than the corkscrew, the Andretti hairpin, rainy curve, and Rahul straight, every single corner here just has a name. Is that
just has a number? Yeah.
Is that laziness?
Americans, I'm telling you.
It's
the same with Misano as well.
Misano
really doesn't have money.
Well, the drivers have finished their briefing. They are currently just having a very, very short warm up ahead of the 20-minute qualifying session that is planned tonight. Any predictions?
I mean, looking at the standings right now, Pixley is currently first in the championship.
Let's throw the standings up there. So overall, you've got Richard Pixley leading from Michael White and then Ashley Coupland, Mark Cooper, Peter Jackas, Carlo Dorazio, Mark Neutelings, the Baron, as he is now known, Peter Phillips, the Irishman, and Miles Dixon, who I believe both of those guys, they weren't at round 1. Am I right?
I think you would be right because he's currently it did not start on the standings, so and -5 points.
This is true.
So you'd have to be right.
There we go. And the AM Championship as well. Now, please, we need to ignore David Kraft in number 1. He has since been moved up to Pro. So your championship leader at the moment in AM is a good friend of mine, Colin Dunn. He's followed up by Joran Olmo, and then Rich Knight, Mike Richards, Lisa Louise, Jamie Buchanan, Adam Bent, the king of not finishing a race. He is currently 8th. He has finished a race, ladies and gentlemen. I was surprised. Adrian Gregorelli is in 9th, and then Nick Karagiannis is in 10th. Now, we need to say a massive congratulations to Nick today. He's not racing. Now, do you know why he's not racing?
No, I don't.
Well,
go on.
Nicholas today tied the knot. He is now a married man, so we'll probably see him even less and less. But congratulations, Nick. I hope the day went well. The weather certainly looked like it perked up for you in the afternoon. So congratulations. Now, the drivers are out on track. Shall we go and find them? Who should we find first?
Oh, I reckon we just go straight for Colin, just because why not?
Straight in with Colin of the Dun.
Yeah, let's see what time he can produce because
let's go for it. He is literally just about to start his flying lap now. Look at that timing. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Helps me get the right broadcast screen. There we go. The Dun Motorsport Aston Martin GT4 number 19. Is that Lisa Louise in front? It does look. It looks like a very, very busy track so far, Alex.
On the 15 pixels I can see, I can't confirm that.
The irony here is I could literally have thrown a cable out of my flat window all the way down to Alex in I can see there's
Thanks
a
for
yellow.
talking to me.
There was a yellow back there. I think one of the drivers might have been Stuart Sherry because he's straight back to pit lane.
I guess he might have just not put fuel in, or he's just messed up his lap already, which is kind of impressive.
Certainly looks like Colin's going to try and use the slipstream of Lisa, the big BMW. As he go overtake. He is into the corkscrew. He's used the slipstream up the hill. Lisa's gone straight on, unfortunately.
Today's format is pretty different compared to, I guess, any other format we're doing, because it's a no-stop race and it's a half-an-hour race.
It is.
Meaning they're going to have to be kind of just what's I don't know what the word is.
On it.
Safe on on it and safe on tyres.
Yes, and it's a hot
My mouth
track.
is on fire.
It is a hot track. It is 28 degrees air temperature, and it is a 38. It is a 38 degrees track temperature. That is scorching. Is this global warming? Has global warming hit sim racing?
That's realism at its finest.
Now, as the drivers start their, well, some of them have finished their first flying laps. Currently, we have David Kraft, who you will see with the red number, but he is a pro. I just forgot to click the button. His time's just been eclipsed by Richard Pickley from Wild Things by 0.7. And then Ash Coupland of Pulse, also an LP. He is basically a second back from Richard Pickley. Let's find Richard. There we go. Well, have you driven many of the GT4s, Alex? Or
well, yes and no. Now I'll get into saying why I'm saying yes and no. It's because I hate GT4s. And Joran will know this, he's currently third in the championship. I spin out every corner in them, just because I think they're a GT3. I just take way too much speed into them, realising they're just basically a road car. I absolutely despise them, apart from the Ginetta. The Ginetta is nice.
Ginetta is a lovely little car. Once you get the hang of them, GT4 racing, for me, can be just some of the closest racing you could want.
If we just rewind back to real life, they were doing the European Championship. They were doing a cover race for Spartan Cross. I think the gap between the leaders and last and Saturday was 45 minutes to an hour.
That's actually. Now we have a new leader in this. Ashby, also. Honestly, the work that Justin Goldlove does he's like me, one of the masters. It is a little bit, but actually, run like that. That's going to cause a bit of chaos for mine. Done. Just head like this. For those of you who have tuned in, this is my first Twitch stream, so please. The background is just slightly just in North 666.
15 pixels, so I can't see those.
I can't turn up the stream's been in English. I've just spotted Mark Neuting's team name. Good question. Next time. That is very Mark. It really is. He's been. Mr. Rock is telling me my mic audio is very low. Shall I turn it up? Is that better? Can you hear me? Should I talk louder? Game is a bit loud. Game is a bit loud. I'm just turning right down. Oh my days. See,
I think he's trolling.
should have tested all this. Just deal with it, people. This is my first time doing this. I will correct any mistakes ahead of round 3, which is.
I'm pretty sure it is at Cotter. Look at the Americans.
I think you are right. It is Cotter. It's a one-stop race, that one.
An hour long.
60. Oh yeah, hour-long race, right in the middle of the season. That's going to absolutely spice things up. So
currently at the qualifying, we have. I can't even see. Is that Ash Coupland? Oh, I can't see.
So currently we've got just as we're coming up to the halfway point of qualifying, we've got 20 minutes to set it time. So almost halfway through. We've got Ash from Richard Pixley, from Michael White, David Kraft, Peter Phillips. Now there's a shocker. There's a man who hasn't had any practice and actually seems to hate Laguna Seca more than me, which
That's impossible.
is quite an achievement. Followed by Mike Phillips, Richard Knight, Baron Neutling, Lisa Louise, Colin Dunn, Carlo Davazio, Gregorelli. I needed to see what his first. Adriano.
Let's go with
Gregorelli. We'll just call him Gregorelli for the rest of the day.
That's what Dave does, and of course he's always right.
It is, and he is driving. He's driving my favourite GT4 car. I love the Porsche.
It's so loud in real life. It's basically if you put like a bean. Yeah, hear me out. A bean can as the exhaust muffler.
It really is. And I picked the wrong moment to pull over and watch him because he's just runs to the grass. Following Gregorelli, we've got Steve Derrick, Pro GT.
Probably one of the strongest cars around here today because there's not really any long straights.
I was gonna say that. You know, you with the Ginetta, you can absolutely just max out the downforce. Front. No, it hasn't got front, has it? It's just rear. Max out the downforce and just pin your foot to the floor. It just rips in the corners, and it sounds really nice.
But this guy's got to struggle for Seca of America's next round because that is just straight and right angles.
You say this, however, as everyone knows, Bathurst is the best track in the world.
Sure.
I've been over it hundreds, thousands of times, and I've taken a Ginetta over it, and I've taken the McLaren over it. In fact, I've taken all of the GT4 grid over it. The Ginetta was the quickest.
Yeah, but we also need to realise the post you said about 2 months ago that I still remember is you managing to flip the Ginetta Bathurst.
There are rumours. There are definite rumours out there.
They're not rumours. There is evidence.
I did flip the Ginetta. Came down Skyline just a smidge too fast.
You didn't break.
In the chat, Visa, however you want to say it, is this champ still open? Absolutely, my friend. Pop on over. Get involved. We've got 3 rounds still to go of this incredible little GT4 championship. This is the secondary championship to our premier GT3 championship, which is 2 rounds old. And there is space on both grids if you want to get involved. There's a way of doing it with the Stream Elements bot thing. I think you have to do !racing and it gets you the link. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Alex. This is my first time, remember. I am a virgin for this.
No. I think it's in the description, all of the commands. I might be wrong though. I have a feeling there is.
Excellent.
I don't know.
Excellent. Right, we're on with crowd favourite Adam Bent. Adam has a reputation of starting races and never finishing. And he's gonna hate me for this, but he didn't want to do that. That's. I feel that might.
Is that why he never finishes?
Possibly. I might be cursed the commentator there. I do apologise. Right, let's see how Mark Cooper's getting on. The Golf Bull. It's one of 4 Mercedes on the grid. This is one of the more popular cars. I don't know why. Do you know why, Alex?
It's because it's probably the only front engine car.
I've done it again, and we've gone. This is turning into Curse's commentator. I'm just gonna.
We'll let them qualify. shall we speak about what's happening in September with Spa 24 Hours?
We really should.
Because it's coming up.
It's coming up quicker than I realise.
I thought it was September today.
I do every week have to sort of look at my calendar and just, what am I doing? Where am I? Who am I? What's going on in my life?
Spa 24 Hours.
Spa 24 Hours.
2nd to the 3rd.
Thank
September.
you. I'm glad you can remember. It's 24 hours. It's for charity. In aid of the Simba Foundation. They are a absolutely brilliant charity. They help parents who have lost newborns or lost children on the way to giving birth. With any help, support, love, affection that they need. So we want to dip our hands in our pockets and raise a massive chunk of money for it. I think we're already on £570, and we've still got half the grid that hasn't donated yet. So if you're one of those teams that hasn't donated, back pocket. All I'm saying. There is space on that grid as well. I think we've got 42 teams signed up at the present time, which is absolute. No, 43. Another one signed up today, which is.
That still means there's still space.
There's
like 80 car slots, which is going to be absolutely insane if you fill that up, because I can't really do that.
No, it's going to be fantastic. We want to get 80 cars in there. If we don't get 80 cars in there, fine, not a problem. This is our first big 24-hour endurance event.
Hopefully it's going to be good.
It's going to be amazing. There is even the admin car to watch out.
Oh yes.
So
8 people in it.
We've trimmed it down actually. There's about 6 of us. So because obviously we're going to be spending a lot of time in the steward's room. We're going to be spending a lot of time in the stream helping David out when he's not sleeping. We wanted to have a car that screamed positive perception, and the one we've chosen absolutely screams positive perception. Come on, have a guess, Alex.
Old car, that's all I'm saying. And there's 2 cars you've said, right? Well, 2 cars I know. There's one that you said I might be in, and there's the other one. The 570S or the M6.
You nailed it with the second one.
What happened with the 570? That car looked amazing.
A bit squirrely up the Uruz radio, to be honest. We were struggling to it. However, me and David are racing the 650 in the Onid Valencia 6 hour.
Oh, yeah, I did see it. Oh, wait, yeah, it is the 650, not the photo.
Yeah, me and David have been a bit stupid with that because it's literally a week before the 24th.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay.
So, yeah, we've done it well. Anyway, there's only 4 minutes left. This is flown by, this qualifying session. Now, I'm not surprised by seeing Mr. Pixley up there on the pole at the moment.
Pixley, every time I've commentated GT4s, Pixley's been at the top. Am I surprised at this point? No.
No, I wouldn't be. He is an absolute GT4 master. In fact, he is such a master of GT4. He is 0.3 ahead of Ash, and he has set purple in every single sector.
Did he set this league up?
Yes, so it's Pixley and
Is it to boost his ego?
I think it might be. You've got the guys who run this series 1 and 2 at present, both in Alpines, both on rival teams. You've got Richard Pixley's on the Wild Things team, Ash Coupland, Pulse Simsport. They are joined up front by Michael White from the, good luck pronouncing it, Celislach Racing team. You can please correct me later. David Kraft is sat in 4th for the Jamaica bobsleigh team. They'll be perfect going through the corkscrew. He is pro despite the red lane. He is currently a second back from the pole time, 1 minute 30. So only 2 drivers have done a 29, and that is Rich and Ash. So leading Am is Mike Richards, who's no, not David Gray.
What?
David Gray. Slight issue with SimGrid. I forgot to change his flag thingy to be pro. He is
Mike
pro.
Richardson 5th though, it says here.
On my screen, he's showing 7th.
Hang on. Have I got these? I thought you were talking standings.
No. Now, live, now. In fact, Rich Bixley is obviously so confident of his pole position.
So he's back in pit.
He's back in the pits, and he's even popped a little message.
What's he said?
Into the YouTube chat. Evening, good luck everyone. Good luck to you, Rich. We will be watching.
But let's not do an Indianapolis all over again.
No, right. But now, Laguna Seca. It's a tight first corner. Brakes are cold. Tyres are cold. Do you approach it with caution, or knowing it's a 30-minute sprint, do you get your elbows out a little bit?
It's a difficult question because obviously you want to have no damage, but you also kind of want to gain positions because it's only half an hour, and GT4s are quite difficult to overtake, and it's a terrible track, as we've said about 15 times. So.
We've said it a couple of times. Yeah.
Should we make a? We need to make a banner on like a car, and it just needs to be.
Don't tell me. You know I will.
I will.
Right, Mike Richards has just bailed that lap, unfortunately. I'm sorry, not Rich Knight. So he is sat behind Mike Richards, the second of the out. Mark Neutling's clearly struggling with the Laguna Seca curves in his Alpine. He is down in 10th, so he is currently the last runner in Pro, but he will still score points for Pro. Not if he does that, though. That's absolutely going to ruin it.
That was a hard crash as well.
That was a big smash. Right, Steve Derrick. He's near the bottom end, but he's bang in the middle of the amp at the moment. Currently, he is not improving on this lap. This looks like it's going to be the last lap. We are 10 seconds to the checker of the qualifying.
Right, this is my famous question I say every time before a race. Who's winning AMS and who's winning Pro? Obviously not that guy.
I think you'd be foolish not to say Pixley for Pro. In terms of AM, now that is that's a tough one. Now I've not seen these guys race. I only know them through reputation. I know that Colin is one of those drivers who will look like he's hanging back, but he will absolutely play the long game. So any of the top 3 currently qualified for AM could win it. That's my bet.
Well, that's quite valid to be fair. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna say Pixley, but Ash Coupland can definitely bring up a fight. He's part of Pulse for a reason.
Yep. We unfortunately lost him to Pulse. The wounds are still raw, Alex. I can't believe you brought that up again.
You're welcome.
The current last driver on track at the moment, Peter Phillips, the man on your screen now, the mini Rexy. Massive smiling face. I did well with that one. It's even got dyno.
Oh, that was yours.
Back. Oh, it's mine. Of course, it's mine.
In the 15 pixels, I can see it's amazing.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. That is apparently your qualifying. It is done.
In fact, before the race, I'm actually going to just put on the spectator panel because I think it might just be easier.
That's a fair one. Now, I'm not as suave as David. I haven't been able to get the qualifying times up on your screen because I am useless. Let's be honest. This is my first time, but I will give. I'm a virgin for streaming, but I will give you a very, very quick rundown of the positions. We have on pole Richard Pixley, side by sides with Ash Coupland. Oh no, what we should be doing. What does David do? He does a little sort of
He goes down the grid, right?
He does go
Press
down the grid,
press
doesn't
F7. Press
he?
F7.
Does do that. Now, hang on. If we can make this work, David will almost be out of a job. I mean, that's really
This
harsh
is the
to
most
say about my
scuffed
business
thing.
partner, but I think we
On
can
the
do
right,
this.
we have Pixley. On the left, we have Coupland. On the right, we have
Hold on.
David
I
Kraft.
haven't even got that far. I'm still setting it up. Just hold on to yours. Right, let's now.
Only Dave.
Here we go. Right. On the front row, we have Rich Pixley. Alongside him, I'm doing it very slowly actually as well. Alongside him, Ash Coupland, Pulse Sim Sports. Michael White, car 55 in the AMG, the first of the AMGs, side by side with another AMG, David Kraft, who is pro despite what it says. Then we have Carlo Dorazio making a good improvement there. Mark Cooper with the Golf Bull is in 6th. Peter Phillips, the Mini Rexy, the man from Ireland, he is in 7th. Mike Richards, car 89, the Alpine, in 8th. Rich Knight is the second of the AM drivers in 9th. Baron Neutelings there on your left in 10th. Colin Dunn, never underestimate Mr. Dunn and the Dunn Motorsport Aston Martin. He is 11th. We have Lisa Keane in 12th. And now I need to scroll. Oh, David's so professional with all this compared to me. Steve Derrick is unlucky 13th. Jamie Buchanan in the Schumacher livery. Schumacher, not the racing driver, Schumacher, the RC brand, is in 14th. Gregorelli, I really hope I'm saying that right. Please let me know if I'm not, is 15th. Stuart Cherry, 16th. And holding on to the tail of the grid, Adam Bent, housewife's favourite sometimes. That is your grid, that is your lineup. That
2 minutes 30 left.
That is.
We may as well go round, I guess, the standings, because what's happening right now in first or third on both is that there's a 6-point difference between first and third on both, which is mental.
Yeah, so pro-wise, we've got Richard leading it, Michael White is second, Ash Coupland is third. So it's a bit of a role reversal in terms of the qualifying order they've got here. Mark Cooper is a bit further back in 4th. Peter Jackas, who is not on the grid, I've just realised. Peter Jackas not on the grid tonight, is in 5th. Carlo Dorazio 6th. Baron Neutelings in 7th. Peter Phillips, who missed the first round, he is 8th. Miles Dixon, who is also not on the grid. Did he have an issue at the first round? I can't actually remember.
Well, I know he didn't start, and he didn't start today. Isn't he? Oh, yeah, no, he was in Netherlands or something.
He was in the Netherlands. He was. So, AM standings, please ignore David Kraft. He will be moving on up. Colin Dunn will be leading the AM class as the lights go green, followed by Joran Olmo. I know that name. Why do I know that name?
He is... yeah, we'll go into it.
We know that Joran's recovering surgery. We wish him well. Rich Knight is... Rich Knight's name is spelt wrong in one of two places. It could either be on the standings or it could even be in-game. I'm not entirely sure. Mike Richards 5th. Lisa Louise 6th. Previous more female racers AM champion for GT3 there. Jamie Buchanan behind her. Adam Bent, not on the bottom of the grid, but is on the back of the pack here. Gregorelli is 9th. And then Nick, the newlywed.
What about
10th.
We get Mr. Colin Dunn in for a little conversation now?
We will. Before. I believe it is time for lights to change. It will be, if I can find the... We've got 17 seconds on the clock. 14 seconds even. We are good. I'm trying to find him in the channel. Just hold on. Right, let's... I'll tell you, we'll let him start moving, and then we're going to grab him. We're going to grab Colin Dunn from Dunn Motorsport into the comms box. Let's move him. Let's move him. How do I move him? There we go. I can move him.
Drag and drop.
Has he moved? Yes, he has. Should we drag him in? Right. So, welcome to Colin of Dunn. How you doing?
Hello, Mr. Roddenberry. How are we doing?
We're good. Not just me. We've got Alex here as well. How was qualifying?
Qualifying was pretty good, I think. I was a little bit off my ultimate pace, but I think that was partly because the temperatures just keep going up and up. And I had to open the brake ducts, which I think just a little bit too much drag.
Where do you think you'll find yourself at the end of this race? What position would you like?
8th.
Solid.
8th. That's a 3-place improvement. That would be fantastic. You're saying about the temperatures. How much will they affect tyre wear, do you think? It's currently 38 degrees on the track. Is that going to be an issue?
I don't think the race is long enough for it to be an issue. But it depends if anyone's been a bit too aggressive with the sound. Because one option you could go for is to close your brake ducts up and get your tyre temp up to start with. Being that it's only a 30-minute race, it might work. Why not?
Well, we wish you the absolute best of luck, Colin. We will try and keep up with you throughout the race. And good luck, and fingers crossed you will get up to 8th place.
Thank you very much.
Now we'll work out how to move you back. Oh, there we go. Bye! There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Colin Dunn. Dunn Motorsport. I suppose we're going to get near the front of the pack. Richard Pixley bringing them round now, ahead of the start. Now, what does David do at the start? He goes helicam. Does he go helicam? Should we go? Let's go helicam.
Why did you ask him this before?
As I said earlier, it's been a very busy week. Andres Peterson in the chat. It's bound to be Baron Neutling for you know. He is a very safe and a very quick driver, even at his age. So they are coming
round.
round.
Sound like a pensioner.
He's one of the old. So they're coming round the aptly named turn 11. Will it be green?
We're about to go green in, I say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Close enough.
Half a second delay there. But there we go. Michael White making a move on Ash Coupland straight away into T1. Is he going to get followed through by Carlo Durazio? Is it going to be a clean turn 1?
Or is it?
We're going to have to shimmy back a few places.
It's been a clean start.
That is
through turn 1, which is very
clean
surprising.
start. So we are Richard Pixley out in front for Wild Things. Closely followed there by Michael White. Carlo Durazio has shot up the standings.
Phillips has just span out, and he did a really good job there, not taking out any other drivers. He just span on his own.
There he is. Let's go back and have a quick instant replay of what happened there. Let's see if we can catch it. So he's hiding in the traffic, as it were. Just gets it wrong, ever so slightly wide. Tiny bit of compact. Oh, and there we go. Just a small spin by one of the Alpines there. I think it might have been Mike Richards because he has also suffered and dropped down the order.
Lisa Louise in the barrier, going into what I want to say. A free card stacker just before the corkscrew.
We have to have another instant replay. Let's go for another instant replay.
Why not?
See, on board with Lisa. So coming through, this cold tyres. One of the Alpines loses control, and that's just absolute carnage by the looks.
I think that might be race over for her because she has got so much damage. Yeah, I think she's... Oh no, I think she might persevere.
We've got Mark Neuslings who has reset straight to pit lane there. That could be race over for the Baron. Our man Colin is currently entering pit lane as well, followed closely there by Jamie Buchanan. Are they going in straight for a repair job? Will they take tyres? What would you do? Obviously GT4 cars, as soon as you lose a bit of aero, you lose a lot of control.
I've had such a short race, 27 minutes.
Alex, that is 5 cars in the pit lane. That's
5.
5 cars. We have Neuterling, Dunn, Buchanan, Derek, and Louise all in the pit lane. Let's head back out on track though and see.
What's happened with the Baron? His car isn't damaged at all.
He reset straight to pit lane. That was fairly terminal. Currently we've got Richard Pixley drifting it around turn 9. Rainy curve, one of the few corners to actually have it. He has Michael White 0.4 of a second behind him.
Now we're going to start to see a lot of oversteer happening because it's obviously a 38-degree track and it's just the tyres don't like it, and you're just going to have a load of oversteer moments, which is never good on the tyres, especially when there's no stops.
That is the thing. It's a short race as well, so tensions will be high. You know, you'll want to make the moves that you might necessarily not want to make in other longer races. You might want to just charge through a bit quicker.
I think we have already seen that, unfortunately, with all 5 of those drivers already being in pit repairing damage.
Yep, I think that was
getting a bit too eager.
Mr. Phillips has just made a move on Adam Bent, going into turn 1 by the looks. So he has now positioned himself into 10th place. Do we want to watch a replay? We do. I've got the replay button. Oh, that was not far enough back. I have no idea how to fix that. I've just ruined the stream. I've ruined the stream already, ladies and gentlemen.
Out of all gods of David has sent me a message saying press the letter I or 1 on your keyboard. It will help the interval gaps on the timing table.
Oh, look at that! It has the interval gaps on the timing tab. David, thank you so much.
David, I need you.
I feel that might be the thing. Let's head back to the front. They've done another lap already. This is such a short circuit, Alex. Even for the GT4.
How many laps do we think we're going to do?
So we are 25 minutes left. They are already onto their 3rd lap. So if I get a calculator out, because those who know me know I really can't do maths. 5 times 3 times 6. I reckon 10, maybe 11. That doesn't seem like enough, does it?
I don't even know, because I've never really driven this track in the GT4. Because I don't want to.
There's a move going on there for the lead. Michael White is absolutely...
Michael White's on it, pretty much, doing what we've just said, just on it for the entire race.
Absolutely, putting the pressure on Richard, heading up the hill there towards the corkscrew.
I reckon if Pixie's getting more tyre wear than White, just because of the drifting he was doing just a second ago.
Well,
might lose a lot of time going into, let's say, the corkscrew, because that is very tyre reliant.
The key thing with the GT4s is you want to drive them with 0 traction control. So obviously you're going to get a little bit of wheel spin, but back tyres are going to wear significantly quicker than the front.
Well, we've got quite a big. What's the words? I can't speak today. I'm sorry, but we've got.
There's a bit of a pack forming behind. Is that where you're trying to go?
Yeah.
If we head back to David Kraft, who is not an amp, he is a pro. I'm just going to keep saying he has got Ash Coupland 1 second behind him. Behind Ash Coupland, I'm a little bit surprised. It's Mr. Cooper, Mark Cooper, the Golf Bull, car 48. He is chasing down Ash. Now, not taking anything away from Mark Cooper, he is a quick driver. But chasing down Ash is a big ask. Ash is he's just one of those competitors that can put the car exactly where it's needed on track.
No, I'm not trying to hate on liveries or anything. I don't know who made this. It might be him. But why? This is my personal opinion.
Choose your words carefully when you know who designed it.
Yeah, it's you. So I'm going to say as much as I want now. I don't like coloured badges. They don't look right.
I know. It's a throwback to the classic Golf livery, but with a twist on this one. Viewers, you may not be able to pick it out, but it's on a Mercedes for one.
And it's a Red Bull.
It's a Golf ball. There is a Red Bull logo on there, but it's actually a crackle effect paint job. So it's a bit unique for him. But Mark seems to be holding station there behind Ash. Ash, however, has caught David Kraft. We are 0.4 of a second behind him. He's absolutely wringing the neck of the Alpine. Peter Phillips has moved up to 9th now. He's shifted up a bit further.
Because he's starting to make a gap away from the right. But how long will this gap last? That's the issue. Well, do you think we're going to go through traffic? If we go through traffic, this race can change.
It's such a short track that I think it is very, very possible.
Technically, we're already in traffic because of the poor Baron already being 4 laps down, but he's still persevering through.
He absolutely is. That is 100% the Posper spirit there to keep going. Now, something I've just spotted, I didn't know I could get statistics on my app for live timing. I'm going to shoot. I'm going to go to the car that's got the fastest through the speed trap.
Who's
the
that?
BMW, Lisa Louise, Red Hair Racing. She is languishing, unfortunately, down in 16th after the first lap. However, she's still going. She's still pushing. There is a bit of a gap to the car ahead. There is a 5-second gap to Jamie Buchanan, who also pitted. But Lisa Louise has done 214 kilometres an hour through the speed trap.
Did you make that livery?
No.
It's a great livery.
I make a lot. I want to highlight someone who's moved up 8 places, though.
Who's that?
Stuart Cherry from Valleys. What do I say it with the Welsh tang, you see? From Valleys Racing.
Start.
He has Peter Phillips all over the back of him. And in fact, Peter Phillips
might get him on this.
Absolutely going for it. Is it going to be a turn 1 dive? Will Stewart cover it? Looks like.
Well, which is brave.
Looks like Phillips is going for the crossback. No, maybe not.
Yeah. Peter Phillips though did the right thing there and didn't dive bomb, which I respect. I respect it quite highly because that could have been quite messy.
It could have been worse. There is a yellow flag. Rich Knight, car 6. Something must have
it was just a bit of a spin out, I believe, because he's still going and no damage, which might affect him in the long term, especially with tyre wear.
Absolutely. Let's head back to Stuart and Peter. So whilst they're not battling for position in class, they will still be battling for points in the overall. What would you do if you were an AM driver who had a pro driver right up your chub? Do you let them go, Alex, or do you make their life hell?
Well, you don't have to give up the position because obviously you're racing for position. If it's blue flag, that's a different story. But in some ways, you want to try and keep him behind because you want more points at the end of the day. But it's also kind of dangerous to have him behind you because he's going to be, again, quite impatient and just, again, sending it throughout corners and possibly. I said this at Indianapolis and we saw it about 4 times. And it just gets messy and, yeah, we see a lot of accidents. I like to bring up Indianapolis because you get annoyed every time.
Let's not discuss my Indianapolis woes. I think I did very well to fight. Stuart just went very wide there. Now, was that deliberate?
I think that was deliberate, which is great.
So
maybe he's listening. Maybe he's listening to the stream.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's realised Peter's got the superior speed. The lap times don't show it though. Actually, interesting. But could that be? Peter's been held up a little bit. He's certainly making a bit of a break already away from him. Let's head to our man, Mr. Dunn, and see where he is. He's very, very much in no man's land at present. He is 1 minute back from Adam Bent. So yeah, you were right. They have started lapping a few of the drivers, Alex. Actually, That would be because of the pit stops, I imagine.
Yeah, and the humongous accident, which is obviously never good to see, but it changes the race significantly, especially how they were kind of quite high up on the leaderboards or standings. So this might just change the entire championship for them.
It could well do. We do have a drop round, so a few of the drivers will probably be thinking, okay, fine, it's going to be a drop round. However, they're also going to be seeing the fact that there are some drivers missing. Miles Dixon, Yakus, there's a few that haven't arrived all the way
Yeah,
to
there's
the
quite
States.
a lot of drivers that aren't here. I'm not going to name them, but yeah, after last round we did see around 7 drivers that didn't attend, which isn't great, obviously, but it happens.
Right, back to the only battle on track that I can really see that's close, which is very rare for GT4s, I will be honest. We've got Ash Cooper right on the tail of David Kraft now. Interesting different lines there through the corkscrew as well. I don't know how many miles have you got around here, Alex? You've probably got more than me. I don't know what's is there a different line you can take from the corkscrew onwards that gives you better traction, or is it either one works?
Now there's one that I know is certain, but the other I think is more for tyre safety. Which, don't quote me on this because obviously I'm not a Pulse driver. But I can't really say, but I think there is probably 2 lines because of how, I guess, narrow it is.
It's very narrow through there. In fact, when he gets there, I'm going to flick the bumper cam on just so you can see visually how much of a drop it is. It's
well, the cars like the I think the McLaren 720S does actually bottom out around that area, and it's the same with Mount Panorama, which is kind of its like worst nightmares of tracks. We have Butchman just going a tiny bit too wide into the bus stop there, which is not great to see. But Pixley messing up the corkscrew and straight lining the corkscrew. What a legend!
Now, will that play into the cuts though? How many is he on? Will there be a dry? It's not a very long pit lane here though. Let's just flick back, see if we can see there we go, just see the tail end of it. Now, Michael White behind is probably going to have seen that and gone, interesting. He's
halfway through
mistakes.
the race now, and we are going to see lapping happen. Lisa Louise currently in danger of getting lapped by Mr. Pixley, which is never great to see.
I would not be surprised. The track is definitely evolving because I'm seeing purple sectors.
Mark Newtling's back in pits. Sorry to interrupt, but I wonder if he's just like wheels gone again or whatever's happened, or if he's just going to call it a day. Which is fair enough, to be honest.
Let's see if he comes out. Hopefully he will. Tell you what, there is an absolute battle raging further back, 10th and 11th, as Mike Richards there goes for the move on Gregorelli into the last corner. Now Gregorelli's going to have
extremely wide.
He's going to have a bit more drive because he would have taken a slightly longer route, and he's looking up the inside, but thinks better of it. Sensible driving there by the pair of them. That is for position. They do have what looks like Colin behind, so Colin lapped. He's been lapped by up to 11th now, which is not going to be doing his prospects of finishing 8th any favours. But we are over the halfway point, Alex, already. How does this?
Crazy, to be honest.
It's crazy. Let's run through. We have Rich Pixley out there for Wild Things Racing, leading the way from Michael White, who is 1.6 seconds back at the line. Following them, we've got David Kraft and Ash Coupland getting to be nose to tail now. Ash seems to be pulling him back in, but it's hundredths a lap, if not thousands, that he's pulling him back down. Chasing them, Mark Cooper in the Golf Bull. He's a further 5 seconds back. He'll be catching glimpses of them, won't he, Alex? So he'll have a little bit of impetus to keep moving. Following them, Rich Knight is sitting in 6th, and then we have Carlo Dorazio is 2.5 seconds back. Stuart Cherry on the absolute race of his life. He has moved up 8 places to P8. He is being followed by Mike Richards now, who's made some absolute gains on Gregorelli already. Gregorelli in 10th there, 1.5 seconds back. He's got Colin behind him. Colin looks like he's got a bit of front end damage. That is not for position though. Peter Phillips and the Mini Rexy is 11th and currently the last of the pro drivers. Neutlings appears to have gone to pit lane and headed off for an early bath, unfortunately. Adam Bent, another one who's gained significantly off the chaos. He has moved up 5 places. He'll be dead chuffed with that. And then we are unfortunately onto the guys who've had to have a pit stop. Colin Dunn 13th, Steve Derrick 14th, Jamie Buchanan 15th, Lisa Louise only a 2.5 seconds back from Jamie now.
I think I owe Colin an apology because I think we did the curse of commentators.
Cursed his race, commentators curse, 100%.
Well, don't give me gill. I'm sorry, Colin. But it's Mark's fault. It's always
always Mark. Absolutely. But Lisa is definitely chasing Jamie down. However, that is the looming shape of an Alpine. The race leader behind her.
What are you doing if you have the race leader behind you? Do you leave it until the last seconds to give him the space and leave just as less time as possible?
Or
are you just...
Yeah. I'll always pick the tightest corner, basically, on the racetrack to allow them past. With our rules, you are allowed 1 lap of blue flags before you have to move over. We always recommend a straight, but personally, I like to go for the slowest corner. So, in fact, the corner they're coming up to now, absolutely perfect. Run your brakes a little bit later than you would, go a bit deep, let them up the inside, follow them on the straight.
I hate the last corner. The last corner is horrendous.
Almost what Lisa has done there. However, she did go into the crowd. Now, back to the battles, Alex. It's still David Kraft and Ash Coupland. They are still within a second of each other. This has been 20 minutes.
Similar speeds and just such. I guess they have quite similar. I guess
they really are. Lap times wise, the best lap. Ash is a 10th quicker. In terms of the last lap over the line, David was a 10th quicker. It is anyone's guess. It's going to be one slip up, one mistake. That will be the only way I think that Ash is going to take the position.
Now, one thing I've experienced, because Mercedes, one of the GT4s that I have actually used, is you tend to get tyre quicker in the Mercedes if you're pushing at the same rate as, I guess, Coupland's pushing. But as it's an extremely hot track, that might change. But still, we still got 10 minutes. We still got 10 minutes.
Still got 10 minutes. They're still pushing. Ash has just invalidated his lap though. Now, will he have gone too fast to invalidate and picked up a penalty? We don't know.
Pixley already having an 8-second gap to Mr. Kraft.
I mean, that
insane.
That is just flying, isn't it? I have spotted another little battle brewing. Mike Richards, who I'm going to go on the bumper with, you're just going to experience the corkscrew. The howl of that Alpine as it changes down, following that AMG under the WeatherTech bridge. It is only 1 second between them now. So not only has Mike passed Gregorelli, he has now absolutely floored the pedals on that Alpine and is chasing Rich Knight down for 6th place. What's your predictions there, Alex? Is he going to do it?
We've got 8 minutes and their pace is somewhat similar. If Knight manages to just get a couple tenths, I reckon he might be able to.
You say similar. Richards was actually half a second quicker on that lap alone.
Never mind. Yeah, but then again, Knight did invalidate, didn't he?
They both did actually. So you know,
Again,
a moot
never
point.
mind.
A moot point. I've got to be honest. I was completely wrong with my maths as well for how many laps, because we're on lap 14. What did I say? 10. Where did I get that from?
Oh, it's cold for Matthew.
I've just spotted
Cold for
something in the
education.
chat. We have lost White. Where has he gone? Was that a technical issue? I missed it if it was.
Disconnects. Because there's only what I believe to see 3 Mercedes. So
There is only
Mr.
3
Michael
Mercedes.
White has somewhat disconnected.
He has indeed.
If this
no.
is a rage quit or if it's a technical difficulty.
It's certainly nothing that I saw up on screen. Nothing flashed up yellow. So I have no idea. I'm going to go to the back of the pack though. Lisa Louise still absolutely gunning for it, even though she had that early pit stop and that big accident. Her and Jamie Buchanan, 15th, 16th, last on track, 0.2 of a second between them.
It's
That's
great to
not a
see
lot.
that that's going.
It's fantastic. In fact, Lisa is hounding Jamie.
I reckon Lisa did change for tyres. She is all over that McLaren, but the McLaren is the weakest car around here.
Absolutely. She was very nearly into the
was-
back
yeah,
end of
that
Jamie
was,
then. It's going to be a BMW roundel on the back of the...
Oh, she's on the gravel. She just took too much apex.
Yeah.
Oh, all of her
Yeah.
hopes and dreams.
Absolutely. She's just slightly gone off the boil with that one. But hopefully there's 5 minutes left. Hopefully she can chase back on. She has got Ash and David coming through now. The gap seems to have stabilised a bit though, so it's 1.2 seconds on my screen. Peter Phillips though is now 0.9 behind Gregorelli. So he's making moves, he's making waves. He's trying to pick up the pace, trying to pick up another spot in the little tiny mini Rexy.
Little tiny mini Rexy. Love that.
In fact, I've just had word for White in the Discord here, but it was a good race, but too bad it ended with a sudden disconnect. On to the next one. Unlucky day, David.
That's
White?
going to change up his standings.
It is David White, isn't it? Yes, it is
Michael.
David White. Was it Michael
Ooh,
White? I can't.
It's Michael White, I'm pretty sure.
It might be
He's
Michael.
second, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes, I really should look at these names more
Yes,
often.
that's
Now
Michael.
look at this, look at this. We've got Peter, we've got Gregorelli down the straight. Absolutely nose to tail, fag paper between them. If the fag paper was about 2 car lengths long. That is a
Do we
tight
think-
battle.
We're going to see an overtake of these guys in the next lap. I'm going to hope so because I want to see an overtake.
With the pace that Mini Rexy is growling up behind Gregorelli, I hope so. Did you see what I did there?
Yeah, brilliant.
The dad
And
jokes
I need
have
Dave
arrived. Fortunately for Peter though, he's actually got Colin right up behind him. Now Colin is a lap down, but Colin is lapping quicker than Peter.
With damage, by the way.
With damage, with a lot of damage. So that makes me wonder, has
like he's
Peter
got
some tyre-
DRS.
Has Peter got tyre wear?
But then again, Colin has quite a bit of aero
There is a
damage.
yellow flag, bottom of the corkscrew. Mike Richards, 7th place, has just binned it. I wonder if we can just hop back for a replay. He was nose
he's
to tail with Rich
losing.
Knight.
He's doing donuts early.
Let's have a look, see if we can catch it. As we go to the helicam there. Tries to do the cutback. Runs it a bit wide. The trees get in the way. And
He just goes, oh, that's tyre wear for you.
that just
That's what
absolutely
tyre wear
drifts it.
no TC
Drifts it
does
round.
for you.
That is absolutely gutting to see.
You know what we should start doing, which I think would be good? An interview with the winner, which would
We
most
will,
likely
and
be
I'm-
Richards.
Peter Phillips
most of
move into turn 1 there. We missed the initial part of it. but he has done Gregorelli into turn 1.
Great to see. Well,
I'll tell you what, the podium is far from satisfied. Ash is still within a second of David Kraft up front. Pixley, I mean, he's basically in another state now, isn't he? With 10 seconds.
Different postcode.
Absolutely, different postcode. He's just gone. He's set the fastest lap of the race as well.
Kraft is doing what I said would be what I predicted which would happen, which is just him just going and just putting his head down and just trying to make up as much time as possible, which he is doing slowly, but Ash is still on it.
You've just got to ignore that car behind and just focus on your lines and just drive.
Exactly.
We've
got less than a minute left.
Less than a minute? I've got 2 minutes.
Wait, my head. I'm afraid.
We are, ladies and gentlemen. We are on to the not the final lap yet. Will we see?
Penultimate lap.
I'm just trying to work out when Pixley's going to cross the line. I think it will be. This is the penultimate lap. Looking at where he is on track currently, heading round corner whatever that is, because I don't know their names. Corner 10.
Corner 11.
Corner 11. Very imaginative names. At least it's a track I can remember the names of. Here we go. Richard Pixley over the line. This should be
the live final lap we have just been announced to have.
There we go.
It is now the final lap. Him going to Andretti hairpin now, one of the worst corners in the world. Don't even at me.
Surely there's worse out.
Have you seen the pit lane going out there?
That's true, yeah. In a GT4 car, it's hard to get out of. In a GT3 car, it's a nightmare to get out of. Anyway, talk us round, Alex. Talk us round Richard's last lap.
Alright, well, Pixley coming to what I want to believe is turn 5. He just gets a tiny bit. Actually, no, that's perfect. I'm surprised he's not actually getting tyre wear. Mainly because, obviously, we've had half an hour of him just pushing quite hard, especially with having a 12-second gap. But at this rate, you would think he could just relax a tiny bit, just let go a bit and just save the tyres unless he needs it. But he's just been on it for the entire thing, which is great to see because the Alpine is always on top. I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Alpines. What's your opinions on the Alpines?
I've never driven it.
Oh, brilliant.
If I'm honest.
Right, coming into turn 11, he is about to take the win, going now into turn 11. The worst, I've just said that already, but the second worst corner in the world. Great drive from him today. Now we're going to have to wait 12 seconds because he is an absolute alien in GT4s for Mr. David Kraft.
David Kraft. Ash has dropped off a little bit on that last lap. He's going to follow him over the line to take P3 for Pulse, followed by, we've got another 12-second gap. Mark Cooper with the golf ball. That's his best result, I believe, in this series.
Then we have Dorazio from EOS Esports, which is a very fast team and a very fast league.
They are exceptionally quick boys, the EOS guys. They've signed up for the Spa 24 hour.
I know, and I'm not excited to see that.
You haven't seen the rest of the grid. We're going to have to wait quite a while for the leading. Everyone's spaced themselves out quite nicely for this. The leading AM driver tonight is Rich Knight. Gives it a little bit of a squiggle out of turn 10. I really hope he's going to do something over the line. Come on, Rich. Come on, baby. Give me a look. No, nothing.
Peter Phillips not far behind him. Unfortunately, coming last in the Pro Championship.
In the Pro, but 7th overall.
Never like to see. But yeah, 7th overall. You could be happy with that at the end of the day.
You would be happy with that. He's followed over the line by Gregorelli. Mike Phillips there. Colin Dunn in the middle brings home in 12th. Stuart Cherry from the Valleys Racing with a 6th position gain there at the line. And Adam Bent has already crossed the line in 11th. Colin Dunn, Steve Derrick, Jamie Buchanan and Lisa Louise round out your, what's the phrase? Race.
Well, round out your position, I guess.
Round out the
race, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm wondering if I can do something clever here and we can
Quit the
get.
game.
Well, no. See, I'm going to try and do something clever and get highlights up whilst we have a very quick conversation, if we
About the
can.
Spa 24 hours and how you should sign up today.
I wasn't going to say the Spa 24 hours. I want to grab
Not
the
too bad.
race winner. I want to grab Stuart Pixley.
I would do it for you, but I can't.
I'm going to grab Richard Pixley. Let's see if we can get a conversation with him. Here we go.
Pixley,
Richard! Congratulations, my friend. You are the round 2 race winner overall and pro. How was it? I mean, you were leading by a state, essentially.
Honestly, I was actually panicking a bit. Mr. Wright, I think it's his name, Mr. Wright, was keeping me in check.
Was it?
Until unfortunately it looked like he disconnected.
He did, yeah. We had it on the chat that unfortunately a disconnect with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, he was keeping, like I say, he was keeping me in check. I was making a few mistakes, if I'm honest, but that's racing. So.
No, it looked like a very comfortable victory. What was your strategy with the tyres? Were you aggressive on your cambers, or did you run them a little bit more lent in for the aggressive temperatures?
You're actually asking me a good question there. I actually don't know what my cambers were off the top of my head, but I think they were just quite neutral because this car's quite twitchy on turning. So if you keep it quite like neutral, central, it's not as bad, in my opinion. But yeah, I would say it was quite an aggressive setup compared to other rounds we'll be doing, just because the length of time of the track. Of the race, sorry.
Yeah. No, absolutely fantastic victory, Richard. Well done to you. I've just noticed we've also been joined by
Mr. Ash Coupland.
Yeah, Mr. Ash Coupland, the second in command of this series. Ash, how was it for you?
It was pretty good. Not too bad. I could probably have got David, but that Merc is just crazy fast down the straight bits and up the hill. My setup was a bit leery, so I cooked the rears as well, which didn't help.
We
I had quite
did
a bit.
wonder
Rich was just mentioning the car's quite twitchy if you don't set it up quite right. I think my setup wasn't quite right. I had a lot of turning oversteer, which I tried to correct in the setup, but just didn't correct it enough and cooked the rears, and that made me struggle towards the end.
No, you certainly nose to tail with whoever it was, David. we were watching the gap, and you guys were never more than a second apart for the entire race. What was going through your head?
Yeah, just tried to keep his mirrors busy basically as much as I could. Laguna's a hard track to pass on anyway, but like I say, getting a run on that Merc in the little Alpine is quite difficult.
Yeah, no,
so,
absolutely.
It was always either going to be a mistake from David or an absolute dive from me, and he just wasn't making any substantial mistakes. So, kudos to him. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now we're on to Kota for round 3, the midpoint of the series. It's a 60-minute race, one stop. I believe it's for tyres.
You would be right.
I am right. What's going to be your strategy?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I'll probably spend some time over the next couple of weeks thinking about it, but at this very moment I haven't even thought about it. We've got GT3 race next week, so
we have the next week GT3. We are Paul Ricard. The weather on the server has been mixed. It has been wet. It has been dry. It has not been in between.
I'm hoping it's very wet because the Lambo is terrible at Paul Ricard.
Fantastic. And I'm in the BMW, which just eats up the straight. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you to all the viewers who watched, all the people who have commented in the chat. It's been an absolutely fantastic little series tonight, and thanks for bearing with me on my first time streaming. Thank you, Alex. You've been you've helped, I think.
Yes.
Onwards then to Kota. and round 3 in 2 weeks' time, the 10th of the 8th. Let's make a good one. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.